Hello everybody and welcome back to Vintage Survival. So we have had tons and tons of rain. It hasn't stopped raining for ages. In fact, yeah, the previous episode where we were doing the drilling was the last time it was dry. It's rained all night and it's set to rain for quite some time today as well. So I do want to get those potatoes out of the field. We're going to try and do it. I'm going to attempt to do it, but there is a possibility that we're not going to be able to do it, in which case we'll just have to wait until the sun comes out. But yeah, I really hope the sun is going to come out pretty soon. Now, first of all, thank you so much to TimModding for recommending the BioBelts bucket for this. It's a higher capacity bucket which will fit it. I think the capacity is 3,800 litres rather than the 2,000 litres that one was. The reason why I've just put that one up there is because we are going to keep it. I do like it. I think the weathering and the wear on the bucket itself looks fantastic. It looks really realistic. But yeah, we need a bigger bucket basically for jobs like this where we're clearing fields of potatoes, since we don't have any other way of doing it. So I'm going to see you over at the sell point. We're going to keep the time at times 15. We might even increase that to times 30 just so that we can progress. But yeah, today we have to get fertilizer onto the 2 fields that we've planted. Okay, so we have actually just picked it up. We're on the way back, and I must just say thank you so much to everybody who has given me suggestions for the horse's name. I've put a vote down below. I've selected my favourite ones out of those that were suggested. One of them which sort of really did catch my eye, which I thought was quite clever, was Jacob. And obviously people have been naming these horses after brands and other things similar to machines. And you might think, well, why Jacob? Well, if you think about it, the first letter, J, is the beginning of the brand name JCB. If you miss a letter, so the A, and then go to the C, the third letter, that's the middle letter, you have the C, and then if you go all the way to the end, you have the B. Probably easier if you're looking at the name Jacob written down, but yeah, first letter, middle letter, and last letter, JCB. But that's not necessarily the one we're going to go for, we'll have to see. Yeah, unfortunately we can't transfer the horses over until we have the oats ready. You can see they are growing. It won't be too long, not too many episodes. Yeah, this is going to be so muddy. Because it has just been harvested, the ground is pretty loose, so it's like a swamp. Oh wow, we're sinking in before we even get in the field. Well, we do have diff lock. We might be okay actually, even though this isn't ideal. Not very good for the field. That's good. Very good. Look how much we're getting in. That is certainly worth it, but do I dare bring the tractor into the field? Maybe if I put it on the edge. We're also going to be at least starting the orchard today. Now, actually there was another good suggestion. I get so many good suggestions from somebody. Field number 9 was recommended, and the reason why is because you get a piece of grassland and you get the cow farm. It's a whole new farm. I looked into it, and although I absolutely love the suggestion, sadly, unless we can sell a load of eggs, it's actually out of the question because it is almost £150,000, which is a real shame. But yeah, if we do have loads of eggs, we can possibly buy it. This is a quagmire. Wow, this is so muddy. We really shouldn't be in the field when the weather is like this. Does seem to be doing a pretty good job of this. JCB is a robust little thing, even though it's absolutely caked. Look at the state of it. So yeah, I'm going to just time-lapse loading up this trailer. Actually, I might even time-lapse clearing the whole field, because I would like to get this field completed and we can obviously make some money out of it. Whoops. Getting a bit overexcited there. There's a full load and then maybe half a load. I don't know what this field is going to look like when we're finished, but well, it's not looking great now. I'm not sure if we're going to have space. That trailer's looking pretty full. I hope there's space, but if there isn't, we'll just have to keep it in the bucket for now. Anyway, yeah, because it has been a day and now we're passing today very, very quickly, I think we might have enough eggs to sell to really, well, to make a really decent amount of money. I would hope. There's a few little areas, little patches of potatoes. One patch for some reason I can't pick up. That's where I spilt in front of the trailer over there. But we should be able to get this one over here. There we go. I will just try this one again. I couldn't get it before. Oh, good. We've got it. Okay, so the big question, will it fit? Look what I've done to the field. What a mess. We're going to have to get it all sorted out. But we've got a decent price for the previous trailer load. It's going to be close. It does all fit. That must be super close. Okay, so I'm going to go and take this back to the horse yard. It could seriously do with a wash. We're going to have to get like a vintage pressure washer. Somebody mentioned a hose mod. I'll have to look into that. Don't think the rain is really heavy enough to clean it, unfortunately. But the sun is on the horizon, according to the forecast. So hopefully, it's going to cheer up fairly soon. I really like how far this series is going. I thought it would sort of die out, but I think if anything it's getting stronger. I think it's brilliant. Right, so 85% full that is, which is another 14,174 litres. As for the cows, which we don't have yet, which I'm hoping to get, do they take potatoes? I don't think they do. I'm pretty sure that is the pigs, because we're playing fairly vanilla in this series. No seasons, no maize plus or anything. Yes, I think they're just going to take their total mixed ration, which will be straw, hay, and silage. So that makes it easy. I think, looking at the weather, we're going to have to write off today. It's an absolute disaster. Absolutely rubbish weather. There is a concern, and that is that we haven't fertilised the crops yet. We can switch off crop growth, which is acceptable in this series. Or we could just fertilise it anyway, in the rain. Which is probably considered less realistic anyway. And it's not like crops really grow overnight. Which is what they do in this game. So yeah, we'll switch off crop growth and we're just going to have to rest. Luckily, the price for eggs currently isn't very good. So by the morning, they may be much better. Not only that, but we'll have more. They almost look like eggs, don't they? Falling out the back of here. Ah yes. Omelette delivery. So yeah, another £8,558 there. So before we go any further, I will just very quickly show you for number 9. It says that we own it, but we don't, so ignore that. It is £142,255. That's what we'll deduct from the account if we buy it. And yeah, let's go have a look at it actually. We will be buying a whole farm, which really is going to go to show how much progress we've made on this series. It's a bit wet though. So there's our existing farm, and if we were to buy it, we would purchase everything actually, all the way from the boundary of this field over here. So please excuse the lag, I still haven't got to the bottom of it. A few of my viewers gave me some pointers on how to figure out what it is. I tried it, and no joy yet. I think I've just got too many mods. That's the only thing I haven't done. I haven't removed any mods. So yeah, anyway, we own all this. That's good. And we would own all this, I should say. More storage. That would be great. That would be really good. This would be fantastic for our smaller machines. I'm definitely all for it. The only limiting factor, as usual, is money. This would be good for my really vintage machines, unless... No, sorry. No, we're not going to put vintage machines in here. This will be for the cows. Sorry cows, almost taking your space. Yeah, I like the scythe, that looks good. Can we go in there? Don't think so. We would also with this get field number 9 over here. What we could do with that is harvest it and then put this grass or something so that we can put the orchard in. Obviously we're not doing the orchard today anymore. It was the plan, but well, things have changed and the weather is rubbish. And oh, there is that piece of, oh look at that, we could buy that now, and then when we have the right amount of money we could buy the cow farm. So that is this patch of land here. Yes, I'm not going to put the orchard in today just because I don't know exactly how much money it's going to cost. It won't be cheap. But you know what, I think I will do that. I think I will. So, buy £26,000. We own this. And although I kind of like the brush in here, for it being an orchard, it's a bit overgrown and stuff, I think it would be sensible to give this a cut. Although we don't have to remove the brush. Could just leave it here. So, crop growth is switched off. We're now resting, because there's just nothing else, it's just rubbish weather. It should now improve. We can now switch crop growth back on again, and we can do the fertilizing, so that would be the best thing to do. Also actually this field here should be cultivated. It really should be. Yes, don't want to leave my tractor at the sell point all night. Don't want to be doing that again. The people will get very angry. Yes, I'll drop my trailer off and we're going to cultivate the field, drill the field and fertilise all three. Good breaks. Looking good. 2 full pallets. Got 14% in there. So, okay, wow. It was at 8,000 before. So I know the plan of action for the next episode, which I'll explain whilst we cultivate. When I start the episode, I'm going to load all the egg pallets up and take them to the egg sale point. We should be getting 11,000 something pounds for every 1,000 litres, which is a good price. Then we'll come back, we will cut the field which we've just bought, the grass field. I think the best thing to do with that is just to do hay, because the horses are going to require that, but obviously another cut in the future is going to have to be for silage, off another field, not that grass field. That grass field will be turned into the orchard in the next episode. We'll plant the trees, and then we can start to think about doing cows. If we have money, if we don't have enough money, then we'll have to wait. But I'm really hoping the eggs will have generated so much money that we can buy them, or at least we're not far away. Because that would be quite an achievement. Making, well, it's going to be, what's it, 60 or 70,000 pounds. It's not going to generate that, I don't think, but it will be good. Yeah, we should be pretty close. So yeah, anyway, the next episode is all about the orchard. Talking about orchards, we actually have the other fruit to sell, so we'll do that. And those trees need manure, and that is the reason for wanting cows, because we can get manure off them. I think we're going to have to get a manure buy point, so we can buy it by the trail load instead of buying it by the pallet load, because that's quite slow, and that is the way I've been doing it. But obviously we can't keep going like that. We need bigger machines. Anyway, I'll continue here. I'm going to cultivate, then drill, and I'm going to put in wheat again. So these two fields are both going to be wheat. But it's good to see it's dried up. So much better. Field finished. Okay, so now for the liquid fertilizer. I think we're going to have enough here. I hope we're going to have enough. 60%. It does consume it fairly quickly. But the area which we're covering isn't massive. Yes, and of course that field there needs attention. Of course we could just put the orchard there, but I think now I've bought the other field we probably should use it as an orchard. Maybe I'll do a vote on it. What do you think is better, that one there or the one which we've bought? Because we need grassland. I think, yeah, that one there's going to have to go back as grass anyway for the cows and for the horses. So maybe, because that was my original idea, it's quite annoying actually, quite frustrating, because I keep repeating myself and contradicting myself. The field back there was my initial idea as the orchard. Then I decided against it. Now I'm thinking it might be the best one for the orchard, and then keep the one which we've purchased as a good grass field. Let me know your opinion. Okay, so let's get this one out of the way first of all. Yep, it's definitely applying. Yes, I always worry that I'm going to apply it when it's not ready, and then you're wasting all the fertilizer. Not quite as bad with this series, but for example, Survival Challenge, that would be very costly to waste that fertilizer. And then yeah, the other two fields, they're dead easy. They'll be very fast. I think I might actually go up this side and then just go straight down the middle. As I mentioned in the episode where we bought this, I really do like it. It's such a good sprayer, because there's not many self-propelled sprayers out there of this size. They're all very big and extremely expensive. So having something like this is fantastic. And I don't think there's anything to replace it, because we would never be able to afford the big ones, and we probably wouldn't even want the big ones because they're too big. So this is everything to us. We're sorted really. We never need to replace it. We could go for a trail one, but then I think that's probably a downgrade. Okay, there we go. That's that field done. Next ones are super easy. If I start at the bottom, I can go all the way up to the other one, continue over the track, and then we can just do two fields at the same time. It's only just not wide enough to cover the whole field. Wasteful, but what can you do? Buy a new one. The new big self-propelled. I think they'd be too big. Okay, that's working, that's good. And then we'll just have to do one more application and we'll be done. That'd be everything. So this is going to be a big difference to the previous crop that we did, where I think I completely forgot to fertilise it, or we ran out of time or something. Being much more careful, which will hopefully allow for a better viewing experience, because I know it can be very frustrating if you're not doing everything you can do and losing yields. We've crossed over and we're now into the other field. Looks like the neighbours will be harvesting their wheat very soon. Yeah, a bit of a shame actually, I'm not sort of synchronised with them. We're just putting crops in whilst they're ready to harvest. Although, yeah, you could say we're just ready for the next year. Okay then, so there we go. That is our fields done. I'll go and take this back to the farm. Actually, we're going to be using it again in a few days. No, we'll keep it here. It's kind of turning into a farmyard, this. Which we can't have, because we do need to keep the grass area as grass. Things like the cultivator need to go back, and the combine. But that is it for today. So, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, And until next time, see you again soon. Bye for now.